some legendary productions here on Showbiz Agenda, and we are all going to celebrate the man Edward Nana Poku Osei. That is his real name. You can simply call him Hammer of the last two, and DJ Sticker has done it well, taking us back to some of his works. And Hammer, is that all, or there are more to play? If we give you some more hours, maybe my DJ can do more. My DJ can do more hours in the name of Hammer.
Yes, sir.
I know. So many hours he can do. That is why people don't still understand why our man says, "See, they're Montomobo." Because the beats are still evergreen.
Yeah, it has to do with challenges. I like to challenge myself as I go on. I feel it's too boring to be in one industry because there's so much we can do in this 70-year average that we have. There's so many we can give. I mean, there's so much we can give to the youth and people who come after us. Okay. And I think that I've done my bit in music, as in being a creative force in the actual participating in the actual music. I'm going to come back eventually. I'm coming back after my celebration. I'm coming back as a businessman, though. I won't be coming back as an artist.
Okay.
I'm coming back as a businessman, trying to put these boys together again. This time, I'm not playing the beats. I'm putting producers together. I'm putting engineers together. I'm putting artists together and recreating this thing that we did 20 years ago.
Oh, okay.
Now. So with the creating part, Mapong. Besides, the boys are playing some crazy stuff right now. That what I came to do was teach. I think that after me, God made me influence a lot of people to become what they are.
Okay. So
I think that I've given my share, but what the boys are doing now, I'm not ready to compete with them because the boys are really playing some crazy stuff, and I'm enjoying them on radio constantly. So now I think that my wisdom that I have acquired over the years can be put to use by creating what now one try to do.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I want to be doing now. I want to come and put the boys together and take them to the world.
Okay. So coming in as an investor of talent.
Yes.
I see. And you're going to do that?
Not only investor. Intuition. Use my intuition to really teach, advice. Because I'm actually not only bringing money, I'm bringing experience and expertise.
Okay.
But just that I won't be playing beats and I won't be doing,
Okay. And most of these things you'll be doing after the celebration of Hammer at 20.
Yes.
I see. Now let's go back to the Pae Mu Ka thing. I think before we start talking about the real activities we're going to do with the Hammer at 20. I have heard some names like JQ. I've heard some names like Fifi Rush. I've heard some names like DKB and Co. Still talking about their contribution to the Pae Mu Ka album and how come some of them, their names were even left out and all. I have always been looking for that opportunity to ask you.
Their names left out?
Yes.
Well, everybody who played a role in creating Pae Mu Ka hasn't been left out. Fifi and DKB, as in David Kwamina Bolton, didn't participate in Pae Mu Ka.
They didn't participate in Pae Mu Ka?
No. We didn't even know them during Pae Mu Ka.
You didn't know them?
Yes. We met them when it was time to record the second album. So I produced Who Born You By Mistake in his studio. Who Born You By Mistake and Chun Hue. And I also produced and then Nyame and then Nana Nyamia. Yes. In their studio. And I also produced Brabeshe in their studio. That was when I met them. That's when Obrafotu met them. So Pae Mu Ka we didn't know them during Pae Mu Ka, so that information is wrong.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So how about JQ?
JQ was already a producer. I think he was doing book back. at CHM, where I recorded Obrafo.
Okay.
Now, JQ, you know, like you've been in the studio, right? Okay, so there are people in the studio that you respect and he was invited to do a song on the Pae Mu Ka song, on the Pae Mu Ka album.
Okay.
It's called So Me Mu. Well, after the song was done, I canceled the song.
Okay.
I rejected the song for the album because the album was full of originality, and that song was a sample.
Okay.
Of, you know, that song, da 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 da. It's one of the American songs,
Old songs. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that they used that to do the song, and I said, no, this song is a historic album. I'm not about to allow any sample on it. So I rejected that. So he didn't end up on the album.
So
the people who were on the album were Zola. He's in Obrafo's documentary.
Okay.
He was the engineer. Mind you, Pae Mu Ka, I hadn't seen a studio before.
You yourself?
Yes. Pae Mu Ka was the first place I saw a studio. I was drumming on tables. Now Obrafo was rapping. So this is what people don't understand. You see, Pae Mu Ka was the first time I was privy to a studio. Obrafo had even seen a studio. I hadn't seen a studio. So he was coming to my house. We're drumming in my kitchen. My parents' kitchen have the best. The deep freezer in my parents' kitchen has the best cake ever. When you hit it. So we go to the kitchen, especially because of the deep freezer. So I can boom. Then with my knuckles kick. Then he's rapping. Then he kept on saying, Chama, I know a place.
But did you know how to play the keyboard then?
No, the keyboard is just a way to drive.
Okay.
Stuff. Yes, I knew how to find my way.
Okay.
My partner, Deep, was a keyboardist.
Okay.
So that part was no problem. But JQ was already in that studio. You know, so sometimes when somebody's rapping, he can record.
As in, he would take the voice.
Yes, the person. Not always. It was Zola's job. But when you're there, you can do it. Ajingo too was there sometimes. He can do it. JQ himself has a guy called Odonsio, who does all his voices. I think that Ajingo too does all his voices.
Okay.
So it's not like a role. When I'm in the studio and I'm eating, my food is ready, I'm having my lunch, somebody can record my voices. It is not a big deal to record voices. So occasionally he recorded some voices, but his real role was to produce a song. And that
which
song
never ended up on the album.
Exactly. So with the JQ issue, that is the story over there.
Oh, okay.
But he was really instrumental in advising me, because it was my first time. He was also very young, you know, because I'm 42 now.
Okay.
And he was, I think he's my age or behind me one. You know, Obrafo is ahead of me one. He's 43, I'm 42. JQ was 41 or 42, I don't remember. So we were all very young. I was 22 at the studio when we were doing the Pae Mu Ka.
At the CHM studio.
Yes, so we were all very young people trying to, you know. But when anybody, like, if he's there and he knows how to record, I'll just
go take voice.
So the role I needed JQ for, we cancelled it. So Zola himself called me about this JQ
tweet,
and he said, "What's the mean?" And I said, "I don't know," you know, because I had planned to call JQ about my 20 years, because I wanted it to be a JQ versus Hammer.
Okay.
You know, instead of just a Hammer thing. But when I saw that, I was confused. So
you haven't called him?
My team is still
in touch with him.
No, they are still going ahead with the Hammer
planning.
We had a hammer planning.
I see. All right. So matters cleared. I believe so many people were also waiting for that. Now, one area you can still go ahead to do your thing. We're still having a chat with Hammer Edward Nana Poku say, and of course, now the history of Pae Mu Ka, Hammer is still giving us more details, more useful details for us to do the documentary. Now, one area everyone was expecting to see you and maybe to see you explain the happenings of Pae Mu Ka was on the documentary.
Yes, I'm there.
Yes, I know, but we have not seen it.
The documentary is still ongoing. You know, I put an embargo on some time ago.
Why did you do that, Hammer?
Because there was too many inconsistencies. The documentary is history. It's not for us. It's for the youth who are coming to hear about. It's like people reading about Malcolm X and them down. You know, people will be coming in the future to read about Brafo. They need the right story. I noticed when I watched the excerpts and when I was asked to see what it was all about, I noticed so many inconsistencies. People trying to place themselves in places they were not. People trying to place themselves in situations they were not part of. Just to be called, oh, Nami Wahobi. Now, I'm sorry. We were just little boys. My mother would give us money to take a coming of Brafo, and we would just go to the studio. We pick Anof, my partner. We knew what happened. You were not there, so I cancelled like half of the
documentary.
You know, because Brafo didn't want to be part of it because he didn't want it to be like biased, so he didn't want to be part of it. So he left the organizers to go around talking to people.
You did their production. So
they were doing their stuff. He wasn't going to check what was happening. So finally, they did a trailer and they came to show it to him. And he said, okay, fine. But when I saw it, I said, no, okay, cancel it because it's not true. I was there. I played a major role. I directed the whole album. Even the person who was paying the money, Damaso, didn't even have access to the music. The music was with me. Anybody who wanted to hear the music came to my house. I was preventing a leak. So I took responsibility. If the music leaks, Hama na yeye, because Hama pet and it will be. So to eliminate anybody for any problem in the future, all the sound was with me. CEO wants to hear the sound, he drives to my house. Obrafo wants to hear the sound, he brings his friend to my house, so his friend can hear his song. The first person out of this circle.
You never left the data in the studio?
No, hey.
Everything.
It's still in my house. Obrafo doesn't have it. Right now, he doesn't have it. It's in my house.
Even as we talk?
As we speak. You know, so the only person that I gave the music to after this circle was Abraham Ohinejan. Because then
he was going to produce the videos.
Our executive producer didn't have experience in the music industry, but he was a senior of Obrafo during school days. So he really loved Obrafo, and he did the thing, you know. But it was time to go beyond money. It was time now to go to connections,
the music business proper.
The music business, how to get to the radio stations. We didn't know nothing, you know. Bolario had already granted me an interview about the beats
on top.
No, not top. Universe.
Oh, okay, Universe before Top FM. Good.
Yes, Universe. You know, so that was our first interview. Then our second interview was Radio Gold with BB Menson and them. So Abraham took over, and the rest was history. So Abraham was the person we handed over to. That was when I just pulled away from the work. I didn't want money. I swore an oath that I didn't want money in Abraham's office.
Okay.
I said I want the last two music group written there. We didn't want money. My partner and I, we said we didn't want money.
So the Pae Mu Ka production and co, you never earned a CD from it?
No, it was our portfolio. It was a gift, and also our interview to future producers. After when the thing came out, when Abraham released it, after a month, I got a call. I was in America. I got a call. My parents called me about somebody called Richard wanted to do a song. You know what I'm saying? So ever since that time, it paid for itself. You know, so the Pae Mu Ka was a kind of portfolio for us to show.
And that is a legacy you are still keeping now.
And enjoying.
I know.
Yes. You guys give that album all the respect, and I keep on looking good.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
So
the respect for that album
much.
is huge. Now, let's go to the concert proper. That is the climax of the whole event. We know you missed it. You've already explained to us you had some serious cold and flu, so you couldn't go there to infect other people. But what are the highlights you can talk about, though you were not there? I believe you've seen videos, you've seen photos. What are the highlights that you would want to talk about?
I think that it was great. I wish it could have been more.
Okay.
I was expecting a bigger event, a more interactive event. I wasn't looking for a concert. He knows, and but then he had already issued out the contract for the organizing. But what I was looking for was a more interactive event where there were seats, armchairs on the stage when Obrafo is sitting down, talking, answering questions, video showing, documentary showing, people performing and going back to sit down right there, drinking their water. Sakwade performs, he sits down right there and he's chatting, and you can see him chatting. People can get up and ask questions, like a more interactive show, more intimate show. Yes, I was looking for an intimate show, but we didn't get that, but we got a great concert. I wasn't looking for a concert. I wish it would have been on that level, but they did a great job. They managed to deliver I like the climax, the ending. I realized that they all came on stage. That's when I remembered that we need to do the
Hammer at 20 as well.
Because the boys need to be on stage at the same time.
I see. Now, was there someone you missed? Because I know Tiny too couldn't go there.
Yeah, I heard. I don't know why. Did he explain why?
Yeah, he explained. According to him, I'm sure it is because of communication, where he thought Otin and his team, they were going to conduct how he will go there, but at a point, they left him hanging.
Oh, that's so bad. It's too bad.
Because I know he also missed it, and he wanted to be there, as a matter of fact. And Yalabito also missed it, and he's crying now, even as it stands now.
I heard your show yesterday.
Yeah.
Was it yesterday?
No, I think it was on Friday. Yeah.
I don't want to comment about it.
I know.
I will destroy matters.
I know.
I'll bring matters back.
What matters would you bring back?
I was privy to what role Mikey played in his life. And I'm surprised at his tone now. I saw what Mikey did for him, but that goes to, that gives us all a warning. When you're holding somebody's hands, be careful the kind of relationship. You can't just pick up somebody and just start doing everything for them. Just make sure there is evidence for stuff. Because even though you think that you are helping, it doesn't seem like that to everybody. I was very disappointed in his tone. I couldn't believe my ears because I know him through Mike. I don't know him on my own. I know him working behind Mike, So I don't understand why, how it came to this. But I wish they really
solve it.
Yeah, they solved that issue.
I see. Okay, that said, let's come back to Hammer at 20. I don't know if you have a good list, but then in talking about the celebration, who would come to mind when we are listing artists to be part of the Hammer at 20? Can you get us everyone you think should come to play on the day?
That's everybody I've ever worked with, and everybody who feels I've had an influence in their career. There are people that are my fans, but necessarily I didn't necessarily work with them in the music industry. We producers, our real fans are the artists. The artists, their fans are the public. But we producers, our real fans are the artists, because they are the ones who admire
our works,
because they get to collaborate with us. But recently, now we have transcended that level. Right now, we our fans are even, in the public
fans,
now.
yeah.
People know, so we really, there are a lot of artists that I couldn't work with, that I know will support me. I worked with Shatawale before.
You mean you worked with Bandana?
Yeah, Bandana. Yeah, I worked with Bandana long before Bandana from Ghana, and he's been one of my big, I've really admired him for a long time, but I've never really officially worked with him.
Okay.
And I know he has promised on radio that he's representing live on my show.
Okay.
I know Samini, I've never worked with him.
Okay.
But he's always been, most of the time I'm working at Hush Hush in the studio, he's there. But we never clicked to work. You know what I'm saying? And I know he has promised to come and support. So these are some of the people I know I haven't worked with, but will support.
Okay. In fact, I wanted some names. For instance, when you mentioned Deba, some of the young folks might not even have enough information about Deba and what you did for him. Maybe DJ Sticker, you can take us back a little bit. Let's enjoy some of the Deba productions Hammer did, and after that we'll come back to continue with the interview. In fact, very, very revealing chat we are having here, and with the people. In fact, I want names because there are some of the names I swear we've forgotten, because we are all feeding into the new business. Some of the names you've forgotten. Let's see how best we can bring them all back as part of the Hammer at 20 celebration. And again, we get a fine details as to how the celebration will be. Unlike how he wanted the Obrafo concert or the last one to be like, he would tell us how he would want his to be. We've also heard P2's also saying the same thing. We'll see how far we can all bring. Jose.
Apia is not 20, he's 25 or something. Listen, I know Apia. Listen, we went to look for Apia before Pae Mu Ka. We weren't looking for Apia, we were looking for KKDia, his boss.
Yeah.
And I think we weren't allowed to.
That is K's frequency, yeah?
K's frequency. Apia was in the studio, he came out, he was a young guy, he was already a producer. So Pae Mu Ka time is 1999 to 2019. So Pae Mu Ka is 20. Apia is 20 something. I've told him, if you're listening to me, if you're listening to me, you are 25 or more. I beg you, stop saying Apia at 20.
Okay. I believe you can hear the godong. Hammer beat the cake the obwo. Let's do this one as well. Some of these boys.
That was the year 2000.
This one.
What you just played, that was the year 2000.
Okay, that is after Pae Mu Ka.
Yes.
Good. Now let's move on to still do more. Listen to beats. Legendary productions. Now, Hammer, you see why I was asking if you have the list of who should be part of this? Because all these people, we might forget.
They are represented. Hey, they are represented.
But you don't have any list where you can mention them, eh?
Oh, no.
In fact, you will have to, Hammer, else we'll forget some of them.
The team will have to officially ask permissions before I can publish them. I can mention them like that. I don't want to.
No, but these are people you have worked for.
Yes, but
that is not necessarily to say they are going to be part of the celebration.
I still have to approach them and tell them officially before I can tell the public.
Oh.
Otherwise, it will be like Hammer hasn't talked to me and he's saying that I'll be at the show. Maybe somebody's booked for a day, for the same day somewhere, and that show can be cancelled. Because I didn't ask for permission. Okay. I think that is only right and respectful to these big boys.
Okay.
To let them know.
All right, Sticker, let's still pay some attention to history, and after that, we still have some questions for Hammer to answer. This one as well. All things being equal, we should be seeing all these wonderful people as part of the Hammer 20 celebration. Yeah, JD. Now, what's in the kind of recent times?
Now me prepping for one of Sarkodie's shows in the last year.
Okay.
He was supposed to be there. But just when we had finished rehearsing Obaya Arabia, and he couldn't come, but he would have graced the whole show.
I see. Now, how about there is something about the beats or the kind of work our boys are doing today and what you were doing today. Those times, Hammer was not having his identity or signature in the beat, but those who really followed could feel boom boom where Hammer beat. But now they have made it so easy. You hear and you know, oh, this is coming from the maker. You hear and this is coming from Street Beats. Why were you guys not doing anything like that? Or maybe it was knowledge you did not have?
No, actually, right? You mean they signed their signature?
Yes, the signature thing, the introduction.
I started that.
Okay, you started in which of the songs and how?
Every song, the last two.
The last two, okay.
I didn't use Hammer.
That was the studio name.
Yes, the last two music group was it was set up with my partner and I during Pae Mu Ka. But after that album, after the Pae Mu Ka album, he left for the States, and I didn't want to change it to the last one, so I made Hammer off the last two, like one of the two. So far, since Pae Mu Ka till now, you've only heard one part of the two. You know what I'm saying? So he's actually coming to Ghana next week.
Okay.
Hopefully we will do something. Then you guys see the two together again.
You do a bit?
Oh, we could. I mean, I have a small in my house. It's not really a setup for.
In fact, I was going to ask that. Is it true Hammer never owned a studio?
No. Oh, how?
Because that has also been around. Some people thought Hammer never owned a studio. He was only working in.
Who was that?
Oh, it has been around so many times.
That was the early when I started. Hey, can you be in this industry and not own a studio? I started. I was like a Ghostbusters. You know the Ghostbusters?
No.
Like, you have a ghost in your house, then you call them Ghostbusters. Come and fix it for me. That was who I was. You call me. You're an artist. You want me to work with you. I ask you what studio. Then you show me CHM. Then I take my knapsack. Then I come and destroy. Then another person calls me Cave Studios, Deba. I go there, I go and destroy. Then Obrafo calls me DKB.
Oh.
I go there, then I go.
Okay, and I understand that perception.
So I was 22. That time, if you get car safe, then be your father in car. It's not internet 22. I'm talking about
real 22.
CHM, Obrafo CHM. It is a that and that. You can't cut and paste though. When you make a mistake, you're going to the beginning of the song. You guys are lucky. We were there when it was analog. You don't get these things that you guys have now. So it was quite it was crazy. I mean that time it was crazy. It wasn't like now. Right now these boys have a lot of opportunity. Fruity Loops. I haven't used it before. I don't know how to use it.
I see.
The first time I saw it, boys were clicking the kick, like you click here, then boom, boom. I was like, wow, this is heaven. You know, but because hey, you can just sit down and click, and
you get a boom,
you get
boom.
a beat. You play. I play it on the keyboard. Everything that you're hearing, I was playing it on the keyboard. I play. Listen, I dance in the studio. Everybody who knows me in the studio, when I play my kicks, I have to dance. So when I'm dancing with my afro, then I get the bass. Then I come and play it. Then I go back. Then I'm dancing. Then I get the horn. Then I come and play it. Then I go back. Then I'm dancing. So it was production. It wasn't like I'm sitting behind some computer. Then no.
Clicking.
Yeah. So right now I respect what the boys are doing because no matter whether they click or not, if you don't have the great idea, it won't come out good. So I've come to respect the Fruity Loops and everything else.
I see. Now there is a friend in I think Slovenia asking that. Yeah, you can stand. You can stand. You want to stretch a little bit? That's okay. A friend in Slovenia is asking that sometimes the compilation you did, he tries to find them online, especially on iTunes, and he doesn't get them.
Yes, it's still not on iTunes.
Why?
I don't know. I think I just didn't care to. You know, I just got a call actually like last week that why. So I'm working on it.
Okay. So you are yet to.
Yeah.
I see.
I'll put it there.
I see. Now all the beats you've produced over the years, are you enjoying royalties from them?
No, I haven't before. I haven't registered them at Gamro. I think I will also be doing that. You see, let me show you something about me. I became a producer by mistake. Don't think I'm some crazy genius producer. No. I became a producer because my partner kept on saying, hey, Hammer, your mind, the way it works, around music, you are a producer. So my partner, Yawa Poyanov, pushed me to become a producer. You know, Oparianov was the person who actually pushed and pushed and pushed. So I always felt I was going to leave this and go and do something else. You know, so the production thing wasn't, I didn't even want
something
to have
to
a record of my stuff. You know, I finished the production and I'm done. I don't have most of my data, only Pae Mu Ka. You know, when I'm done in the studio, I just leave. You know, I was a kind of a teacher. I come to solve a problem and I go. It wasn't like I was a growing producer where I'm keeping my portfolio, I'm keeping my
productions,
my library. No, it wasn't about that at all. I always wanted to be a film director.
I see.
You know, yeah. So when I wasn't in the Ghana films, it was a joke. The industry was a joke. I didn't think that it would go anywhere, but now it has actually picked up.
I see.
You know,
so because you were not ready to do it as a profession, does it mean you did not also make money out of it?
Not really, not at all. The only place I made money was Edem. Edem was the first time I took this upon myself. Edem is when I bought my first house. Edem through Glow.
You mean profit from?
Profit. Glow signed Edem. It gave us $70,000 first year. Second year, he gave us this. And
$70,000 then?
2004, 2005 or something. So it was a great deal. It was a great deal, and that was when I saw money, not from record sales. Record sales, okay, I saw money with my compilation albums.
Yeah.
Ekuya Bedu, Lucky Sounds.
They bought it.
Give me block, yeah, give me block. Then Obrafo to give me some good money for Execution Diary.
Okay.
But mostly, I was serving. You see, I think that people need to understand how I run this thing. I was serving. I was always serving the artist. My motto in the studio, Obianim said, when you start holding Hammer's bag, then you are next. Because then you
as in if you're an artist and you start
there
holding.
There are about 50 boys there. It means you are the closest to me, so you are getting all the apple. You are the one who is in my front seat in my car. You are the one who is taking my bag to the studio. Then it means that you are next. So what they also know is that when you blow, Hammer holds your bag. Then you are the one who is dressed in front and I'm behind you. I'm coming to showcase you. Interviews, I'm there. Like you see Edem here, then I'll be standing here. Then if you want to ask some controversial stuff, I'll come and tell you don't. Then he's the prize now. But before that, they serve. Then I serve them.
I see.
You see, then when they come out and they are big, Sarkodie says something on radio. I say, Hama, you're big, I know. It's true. It's true. When you blow up, I feel my job is done. So there's no excitement anymore.
So sort yourself out.
I need a new challenge. So I go and take the small boy who's trying to come, then I bring him here. Then immediately I'm done. Ask Edem, I told him that it's time for you to go. You know, all my boys, when I'm done with you, you have to go. Because I'm so focused on the challenge that I forget that you have won the prize and I should chop from you. I don't want to chop from you. You see, so it's a passion thing. That is why I said I'm coming back as a businessman.
Okay.
Initially, I wasn't a businessman. I was a creative
out of passion
person in the industry. But now I'm coming back to chop money.
The way when they blow, you leave them. I hope you don't do it to women as well. Like, asking women to when Hammer does one.
It's exciting. Look at what Sarkodie did for
the woman thing is exciting. You mean?
No.
Okay.
You know what Sarkodie did for me recently when my bread, I wanted to promote my bread. You know, if I had hurt him in the past, if I was greedy, he wouldn't have allowed it. What he did for me was worth about 1 million Ghana cedis. He wouldn't let you into his kitchen to advertise your bread and his family and his daughter and you know, his whole family advertising on. He will never do that to you, you know. So I think that there's also a prize in allowing these boys to become big boys without, you know, some of these executive producers, they hang on to you until kingdom come.
Okay.
I think that when you reap your profit just a bit, let the boy go.
Okay.
And once the boy is gone, he will pay you back in many, many ways.
That is true.
There's so many opportunities that you can use. If I call him that my niece is having a party and I want him to come, he will move his Range Rover and come. Because he respects me that, Hammer played a role in my life and he didn't take advantage of me. You see what I'm saying? So I think that it's not always smart to follow the artist until kingdom come. Collect the money when you won't leave them. Because men are supposed to become bosses on their own.
After some
later.
age, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I think that I didn't lose from that.
Okay.
Everybody that I let go, I get what I want from them if I need, you know.
So when you hear, because of this mindset you have, when you hear stuff like what is happening between Stone Boy and Kelvin Boy, does it make you feel bad?
I've not heard anything.
You've not heard anything?
I've been very, very involved in my work.
Okay. Now it is
I heard it when I was coming here. You were saying something about Kelvin Boy being talented and being able to voice out stuff.
Kobiche was saying that.
So I was wondering what's going on with Kelvin Boy.
Now it comes across like he wants to graduate from Benetton Music Group, and it is being shouted with some one or two.
Oh, that's inside politics. It will pass. It's not anything. These things happen in every industry, actually. It happens in every industry.
Okay, we are now going for the real details. I know some artists came together, they gave us a song to celebrate Hammer, but then Hammer, when exactly are we doing the celebration of Hammer at 20, and how is it going to be done, boss?
Well, due to the overwhelmingly packed year of return
activities,
the team has deemed it wise to go to early next year. So we will do in between January and April.
February. Oh, okay.
Yes.
And April. Okay.
So I'll be announcing soon. I know Xylophone has already pledged
to
support. I will also support Xylophone. I hear about your upcoming Xylophone TV talent shows. I'm here for you. You guys have always, I don't know, for some reason, when you were at
Plus FM.
No, that place. Plus FM.
Yeah, Plus FM.
I was listening to Plus. Uber has so be tuned constantly. Let me tune. I think that you have something, and the way you are able. I think that your traction comes from the fact that nobody's safe. You're not. You give it to them when you have to.
The need be.
And you praise them when they are so emotional. That they get.
Wow.
I mean that, you know, creators, artists are very emotional. It takes a lot of emotion to make music. And artists are naturally very emotional. I am melancholic, my
star,
my temperament. You see, and I'm kind of very, very. Okay, let me give you the secret.
Give it to us, Hammer.
People who have been in the studio with me, my closest artist, have witnessed something that I'm revealing today. I weep when I'm playing beats, when it's time for me to pour my soul in. And whenever there's a stranger in the studio, and someone like Edem, he's watching me, I see he's watching me, he sees it coming, then he tell everybody to leave. Because he knows it's coming, and I don't know whether it is shy for me, but all of them, Kwakase won't allow people to, Charlie, everybody come out. They know that I'm playing something and it has gotten to me so much.
You are in the spirit.
So artists are naturally very emotional people, and they have a very thin skin. So sometimes I feel like you for talk indirectly. But when you give it to them like that, they go bore you. They go really bore you. Artists are very
That be when I become the hater. Eh?
Yes, exactly.
But when I'm praising them there, I don't become the praiser.
You know.
I see. So you said the Bradford thing, you wanted it to be very intimate.
Yes.
How do you also see yours to be?
I'll go for that route. I think that an intimate show will go a long way to sit in people's minds. I think we are used to the concert. I think it's about the way Ghanaians go to concerts. Everybody wants to arrive late and be seen, or what? I don't even know why. But when you go early, you know, I expected Bradford to be seated behind a microphone and telling them a story. Then he sings a song. He tells them a story about this song, then he sings it. He tells them a story, the inspiration behind a particular song, then he sings it. That is the Pae Mu Ka show for me. You know, people, why did you play this song? Oh, this song, I remember when I was driving to the studio, when I was in the car to the studio, I got this idea. I called Hammer and I asked him that this is what we are going to do. And this is what came up. It was inspired by my girlfriend or whatever. So people will really, really feel the show.
Okay.
There's too much buying. This one comes, this one goes. This one comes, this one goes. I'm tired of that, you know. So hopefully I will show this in my concert and get people. And I don't want a seating position where we are all face the stage. I'm looking for a banquet kind of
round table kind of
round
sitting.
tables seated at the, you know, everybody. I mean, people reminiscing, documentary showing, people talking, or Bradford walking in between people. You know, I think that kind of show is what I'm looking for.
I see.
But it's very hard to pull off. You know, it's very difficult to pull off. Hopefully, we might be able to pull it off.
I know. We are all going to support too.
Bradford's Kumasi, I'll be there.
Okay.
You know,
Yeah, I think that is 25th December.
Yeah.
And Sunyani will be 24th or something. No, Sunyani rather will be 26th or something. Yeah. Okay, we are still going to follow it up that way. Now, so do you have some videos of those days you're recording in the studio with any of the boys, or Bradford, maybe KG and PM? Do you have some videos?
I would advise all new artists to do what we never did. You know, we didn't think this far. You know, it's obvious we weren't thinking this far. You know, posterity wasn't part of our plan. So we didn't do these things. All we have are photos and stuff like that. But hopefully, these new boys should change that.
Okay.
Now that they are entering the studio for the first time and stuff, I will implore them to really get their documentation of that. Even you are signing your contract, film it. When you are writing your songs, film it. You know, I think that these are the things that.
Oh, okay. So as it's now, the making of any of your products, you really don't have some videos to show.
I have recent videos.
Okay, recent ones.
Yeah, recent ones. You know, the Last of a Dying Breed. I don't know if you know that album.
I think when you did
that was my last album.
It was another compilation.
Yes.
It's
called The Last of a Dying Breed. It consists of people that I admire, artists that I admire, and I named it The Last of a Dying Breed because I feel I'm one of the few people left of the originators. So I'm one of the last people left, the people who started this. So The Last of a Dying Breed. I will continue. The bread took me away from it. You know, that was the time.
And the Fiat.
Yeah. The Fiat just started. And before I go, I'm going to give you some apple.
Wow.
Yeah. We recently did an auction that went very well.
Okay.
People didn't hear about it. But now we are doing an inventory clear out.
The cars, eh?
Yes.
Cannot come closer.
Yes,
come to come closer. New
cars are coming. 2019, 2020 cars are coming, and we want to get rid of all 2018 cars.
Wow!
So we have given ridiculous prices, low prices. And so Fiat Africa, I'll send you a WhatsApp link. Then you share with your people on the main page, Xylophone page.
Yes.
Just go there and join the WhatsApp group. We throw a card there every day. People bid. And the best bid takes the car away.
I beg, but before that, let's pass behind and clear some 3 cars.
Very necessary.
Xylophone is a friend.
I know, right?
You know, so my CEO, the white man, Mr. Paul Flaherty, is listening.
Wow.
So I'm sure that when you come to my office,
he can clear us some 3 behind.
Yeah.
I know. I feel radio cars. Okay, so a group of artists came together and they gave us this song called Hama Yedawase. I'm sure on the day they will sing this and more. After this, my panel members will come in, ask 1 or 2 questions and contributions, and you will also say.
You can't drill me.
Then we will also give you the chance to also come in to say a word or 2 to Hama. Let's celebrate him. Today is more celebratory than the Q&As. Hama Yedawase.
Xylophone FM.